When things didn't happen in your life, when you thought it should have happened, you are known as a late bloomer. When things were not happening in your life as it was happening for other people around you, you are known as a late bloomer. But the word of God is, you're not a late bloomer. God says you were reserved. What God is calling you to, it required more time, more discipline, more maturity, and more responsibility. Come on now, catch them diamonds. You're not a late bloomer. God says, I reserved you. I knew the timing that I was going to use you and raise you up. You are being reserved. Come on now. You are being reserved. You're on time. See, the world we live in, they tell you this supposed to happen by this age. That's supposed to happen by this age. Then you're supposed to do this. But God says you're not on the world's time, but you're going by kingdom time. Come on now, catch them diamonds. God says you're not a late bloomer. I reserved you. You're right on time. You're right on time for what I'm calling you for in this world. God says I'm saving you for such a time as this. Y'all know how it go. You're not a late bloomer. You was being reserved the whole time. This reminds me of Joseph when he had to go through all those setbacks in life. Come on now. But God knew he was on time. Come on now. God was on time. The plan was on time. And what God is using you for, you will be on time. Come on now. Catch them diamonds. See, your relationship with God will give you more revelation about who you are. And when you know more about who you are and what God is calling you to do, then you will stop comparing yourself to other people's time. And come on now. Because the whole time, while the world will call you a late bloomer, God says, I call you reserved. Come on now. See, this is the time where God will isolate you because God needs that one-on-one. Because where I'm taking you to, you're going to need me. You're going to need God for what's required of you. Come on now. Your life is going to be different. You was never a late bloomer. You was just being reserved. God required more from you because of your purpose, because of the calling on your life. Come on now. What does the word of God say? To whom much is given, much is required. So the whole time while you're trying to understand, why does it seem like it's taking me so much to give so much, God? You didn't know that God has given you so much. You didn't know that then. But now you knowing who you are and knowing your purpose, now you see the hand of God in your life.